My name is Gino D'Acampo. I'm a chef born and raised in Italy. Oh, I wish you could smell this. For Italians, the most important thing in life is food.
It's wonderful.
And I believe that is the best way to discover Italy. So I'm so excited to be back on my travels, tasting and touring my way around two of Italy's biggest islands, Sicily and Sardinia. Both are bathed in sunlight and famous for their coastline, and each have a different culture and cuisine at their hearts. My first cannolo! So join me as I explore the wonderful sights, traditions, and of course, the mouth-watering food that these Mediterranean islands have shaped. Welcome to my Italian escape. Over the next 6 weeks, I will be exploring two very different islands. The bowl to Italy's boots, Sicily is the largest island. A fiery land, Mount Etna's volcanic soil produces first-class wine and citrus fruits. It's also home to world-famous street food, the mafia, and a sweet tooth. And then Sardinia, the jewel in the Mediterranean, where I will be traveling and tasting my way from top to toe, experiencing how the locals still live a very rural way of life, using the sea and the mountains to produce delicious dishes made from simple ingredients.
Deliciousness at its best, trust me.
Both islands' cuisine will be at the heart of my journey. I'll learn about their iconic national dishes and show you how you can achieve them at home. It's going to be an adventure full of memorable moments. My journey begins in Sardinia, my home from home for the past 3 years. I love these open, winding roads, and they are still surprising me at every turn.
What cool, look at that. It's actually an elephant.
See, I wasn't joking when I say it's surprising. This looks cool. The body, the nose. Now, this is definitely deserves a selfie. Now, I'm going to kiss the elephant. Done. Well, I wasn't expecting that. And discovering and trying new things is what my journey is all about. And that includes food. Sardinia's culinary culture is divided into food from the sea and food from the land. On the coast you eat fish, inland you eat meat. There is very little crossover, but farming is the main way of life. In fact, there are more shepherds than fishermen in Sardinia. On the farms, the most important animal is the pig, because here they can cook it fresh and also preserve it for later. It's so important that the national dish is suckling pig, or soppoceddo. It's like the ultimate hog roast and is eaten on special occasions. Tonight, I'm hosting a party for my closest friends, so it seems only right to have it on my menu. I'm so excited because I'm cooking it for the very first time. As I always say, the best Italian meals are created with the best ingredients. Here you can go in the supermarket or you can go to your butcher to get your meat, but I prefer to go to the farm because I know that I'm gonna get something that is fresh and is gonna taste 100 times better. Nestled in the hills all over this beautiful island are working farms with restaurants known as agriturismos. each one can specialize in just one product, but all of them serve only what they have grown or reared themselves. I'm on my way to this particular farm now, which is very well known in this area because they have the most amazing and beautiful meat ever. This farm has been in Alessandro and Erika's family for 5 generations.
Erika?
And they have made a name for themselves by rearing top-grade pigs.
Hey.
Ciao, Gino.
Ciao bella.
Dai.
Mua, mua, bene. Che bello sono.
Luckily for me, Erika has promised to share her foolproof recipe for making Sardinian hog roast.
A suppucette is the one that you guys put under the ground, you make the hole with a fire. I've always wanted to cook the suppucette. It's something that since I was a little boy, I wanted to experience how you do it. And I got a party tonight. Are you gonna come?
Of course.
But I don't have the time to put, to start to make a hole under the ground. Can I just, cook it in the oven or under the grill?
No. You should put it on the open fire.
Just an ordinary open fire.
Ordinary, yeah.
Fantastic, because I got a big fireplace. I'm gonna do the fire and I'm gonna put it there.
The Sardinians are very proud of this dish and will put a lot of thought into how it's presented, even before it's cooked.
This is what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Look at that.
But don't forget the myrtle leaves when you cook it,
Why do I need to use myrtle leaves?
because it's very important to follow the tradition.
But do I need to put the myrtle leaves when I cook it or after?
After.
After. Okay, so I need to serve it just like this.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Now I just want to ask him a couple of questions in Italian to understand about the piglets. Alessa, questo è cos'è, la femminuccia? o
Sì,
il maschio?
decisamente femminuccia.
Perché?
La carne rimane più tenera, più dolce.
He said this one here is a female one, and it's very, very important to choose a female one because the meat is sweeter and it cooks much better. È bellissima. Eh?
Buying fresh meat like this is a very cost-effective way of serving loads of people, and it's what the locals do.
Are you okay? I'm gonna put a seatbelt. I guess you don't need a seatbelt. You're okay. I'm excited though. It's gonna be great. Open fire, myrtle leaves everywhere. Are you excited? It's okay, you don't have to answer back. You know what? You are the only girl that I had in the car that actually is not talking. I quite enjoy this.
And the setting of my Sardinian festa is here, at home in Olbia, which is my island base. For 298 years, Pocceddu has symbolized the traditions of Sardinia, and my closest friends from the island will know this dish very well. I'd better get it right.
Now, the first thing we're gonna have to do is very simple, is to try to butterfly the piglets. You need to use a hammer, okay? And then you go with a sharp knife in the middle bone of the pig. Now, what do I need is this, my D'Artagnan swords. Look at that. I had it made it myself. You got a handle, you got a cross on the bottom, and then what I put a stick that it comes from my vineyard. Okay, so now what I have to do is to make sure that I put one of the stick in the front so I can hold the front legs, and this one is gonna hold the back one.
To keep the meat in position, just use some wire to secure it to the frame. And yes, you too can buy whole pigs in the UK. They will come ready prepared, so you don't have to do all these fiddly little bits.
Now guys, of course, if you don't have an open fire like this and you still want to replicate this recipe, don't panic, because the only thing you have to do, open the piglets again, just the way I showed you, put on a nice tray into the oven, high temperature at the beginning, then lower the temperature and cook it for about 3 hours. The only thing we have to do, to put a little bit of salt on the skin just to create the crackling, and then the job is done. So I'm using normal sea salt, will do the job, to be honest with you. Put it like this.
Whatever you do, do not put salt underneath the meat, as it will dry it out.
Now, I know that Erika said not to put anything except salt, but I think a little bit of myrtle leaves inside, the flavor is gonna be like, wow.
Myrtle leaves grow everywhere in Sardinia, favoring the warm climate, and they have a spicy aromatic flavor. If you can find any, then rosemary is an excellent substitute.
So, the only thing that I have to do, put on the open fire.
Once the pochedo is on the fire, remember to turn it every half an hour to make sure it is cooked evenly over the 3 hours.
Beautiful.
With the meat on, it won't be long before my guests arrive, ready to try my first attempt at the national dish. And tomorrow will be full of new experiences when I get back on the road to discover more hidden gems of Sardinia. I can't wait! I've been preparing a magnificent Sardinian hog roast. My closest island friends have just arrived to taste my first attempt at the national dish. There is only one way to kick things off: a cheeky glass of Prosecco. The meat will be ready in an hour, just enough time for me to work on the finishing touches.
With my pochedo, there is only one thing I'm going to serve, and it's roast potato with roasted vegetable. But one thing that I absolutely love is this one. Beautiful tin foil tray. Okay, this is my new best friend because I put everything here in the oven. I don't have to do any washing up or anything like that. Just crunch everything away and throw it in the bin. So where do we start? With the potato. I'm not going to cut them. I'm not going to do anything. Rosemary. Okay, with the rosemary, very simple. I'll just scrunch everything together, break it, little pieces, small pieces, it doesn't matter. Then, extra virgin olive oil, give it a good drizzle, and salt. And it's important to put loads of salt because it's gonna make the skin nice and crispy. Then your hands goes in there and enjoy the massage with the potatoes. I'm gonna start to cook this one at 190 degrees for 20 minutes and then chop up some veg and mix everything together.
If you thought the potatoes were simple, then this is easy peasy. Take the potatoes out of the oven and add roughly chopped red onion, courgettes, red and yellow peppers and white chicory to the baking tray. Add a dash more olive oil, then pour back in the oven for another 30 minutes, and they will take on the lovely saltiness of the herby potatoes. This is what I would serve with any barbecue. As I always say, minimum effort, maximum satisfaction. It's traditional for guests to bring a starter or antipasti. So we have cold meats, cheeses, the local wine Cannonau, and another local speciality called zuppa gallurese, which is a savory bread and butter pudding that has been soaked in meat broth before being cooked. It's delicious. So while my guests tuck into the antipasti, it's time for me to assemble the star dish on my menu, the pochedo. And it's super simple.
Wow, I have to admit, the smell is absolutely incredible.
While the meat rests for 10 minutes, the roasted vegetables and potato are tipped onto the already prepared serving board with those all-important myrtle leaves.
I think they're going to be super happy with this. Look at this, crispy outside, nice and tender inside. Perfect.
Look at how easily you can cut the meat up. Arrange all of it with the vegetables on the serving dish, and there you have it. Now, is my culinary honor still intact?
Ecco qua, ragazzi! Buon appetito!
As my guests tuck in, Erika from the farm delivers her verdict.
Wow, you did it perfect.
10 out of 10?
10 to 10.
Yes. Thank you.
Not bad for a boy from Naples. Well, I think I can safely call this a success. Clean plates and full bellies all around. An early night should probably be in order. Tomorrow, my adventure continues.
Good luck on your travel in Sardinia. Salute!
Grazie, salute! Salute, salute, salute.
Sardinia is known for its coastline. The most famous being right on my doorstep, the Costa Smeralda. But instead of hitting the beach and topping up my tan, I'm heading west along the northern tip of the island. Just under 2 hours away from Olbia is Alghero. Originally a fishing village, it's one of Sardinia's best preserved medieval towns. What makes it fascinating is its mix of Italian and Catalan cultures. A hangover from when it was conquered by the King of Spain more than 3 centuries ago. With its walled city features, narrow streets and impressive marina, it's no wonder the Spanish nicknamed it Barceloneta, or Little Barcelona.
See, this is what I wanted to see. Italian signs and Catalan signs.
Even today, I can see Spanish influence from the bilingual street signs, architecture, and of course, what I'm really interested in, the food. And that's why I'm going to this restaurant, as it serves Catalan-inspired Italian food. Head chef Simone and his wife Federica are passionate about Catalan cuisine, the perfect people to tell me all about it, and of course, to let me taste it.
So why is Alghero so linked to the Catalan cuisine and, of course, the Spanish influence?
Because 5 centuries ago, the King of Aragon conquered Alghero, and this is why. So we have 2 different kinds of Catalan food, the poor food, okay, and the rich one.
So what is the difference between the poor cuisine and the rich cuisine?
Okay, poor food is characterized by pasta with sea urchins, bogamari.
Bogamari, which
Yes.
is this one.
Yes.
It smells amazing. Smells amazing. No,
Okay.
carry on. Tell me about other poor food.
And the dessert, our traditional dessert in Alghero is mangian branc, cream of milk cooked with lemon, sugar, and corn flour.
Oh, nice. Are we going to try that?
Oh, yes.
Good. Aha. This
Mangian
is the
branc.
famous mangia branc.
Mangian
As,
branc, yes.
See, I was expecting to be more solid.
Depend. Every family have a different recipe.
I really get the lemon. Very creamy. It's got a good flavor. See, I'm a big fan of poor cuisine because, you know, when I always said that when a cuisine is poor, there's always plenty of flavors, and that's what I like. It's nice. Is the flour for me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, that was sweet, as has been my visit to Alghero. I was really surprised by how strong the Spanish influence is still. And as this side of Sardinia has so much more to offer than just food, the surprises don't end there. As tomorrow I'm leaving land and setting sail for another Sardinian surprise. And that is the Grotta di Nettuno, a cave complex that stretches out for several kilometers and discovered in the 18th century by local fishermen. These caves are several million years old. Only a small section of the vast network are open to the public.
Wow. I never knew this was here. This is incredible.
And the sight of the Lago La Marmara, which greets me as I enter, is breathtaking. At 100 meters long, it's one of the largest saltwater lakes in Europe. As well as this lake, they contain a number of magnificent stalagmites and stalactites. And can you remember how you tell the difference? Tights fall down and mites crawl up, of course. Apparently, after the caves were discovered, the then King of Sardinia would have the National Orchestra brought into play for him there.
If I was the King of Sardinia, I would party in these caves every week. Nice. This is spectacular. Selfie time.
That's 3 wonderful new things I've discovered about the north of this amazing island. I cannot wait to see what is in store as I journey into the heart of Sardinia.